You've been lied to. Cardio isn't the answer. Not if you actually want to get rid of belly fat for good. Because here's the truth. You can spend hours running, cycling, or sweating buckets on a Stairmaster and still carry that stubborn fat around your midsection like it's glued to your body. It's frustrating, right? You're doing everything right, and yet nothing changes. That's because most workouts attack fat the wrong way. They focus on calories burned during the workout, ignoring the real magic, what happens after you train. And that's where this video flips the script. You don't need long workouts. You don't need to suffer through hours of cardio. What you need is to hit the right switches inside your body. And these 5 exercises do exactly that. See, belly fat doesn't just disappear because you're sweating. It disappears when your body gets flooded with specific fat-burning hormones, when your metabolism gets pushed into overdrive, when you train smart instead of just hard. That's the secret top athletes use, and you're about to use it too. This isn't another burn 100 calories in 10 minutes routine. This is about annihilation, permanent fat loss, and it's all based on science. Real studies, real people, real transformations. No gimmicks, no fluff, just 5 movements, done the right way, that force your body to burn more fat in weeks than most people do in months. You're about to learn 5 specific exercises that trigger the exact biological systems that melt away stubborn fat. Not just while you're moving, but long after you stop. We're talking EPOC, growth hormone, testosterone, mitochondrial density. Yeah, this goes way deeper than crunches and cardio. Sound too good to be true? Stick around, because once you see how these movements work and how fast the results hit, you'll realize it's not about doing more. It's about doing what actually works, and you're about to see exactly what that looks like. If this is already hitting close to home, hit that subscribe button, because what's coming next might just change the way you train forever. 1. The kettlebell swing, your fat-burning furnace. Most people think they know how to do a kettlebell swing. But here's the problem. 90% of them are doing it wrong. And when your form is off, this movement becomes useless. Worse, it becomes dangerous. But when you do it right, it becomes a full-blown fat-burning furnace. Imagine a movement that torches 20 calories per minute. That's 400 calories in just 20 minutes. And it's not just hype. That's the kind of burn you'd only get from sprinting a 6-minute mile. Except here, you're standing in one spot. No destroyed knees, no pounding pavement, just raw fat loss. Right in your living room. The real magic? It doesn't stop when you do. Kettlebell swings trigger something called EPOC, excess post-exercise oxygen consumption. In simple terms, your metabolism stays jacked long after the last rep. You could be sitting on the couch, binge-watching your favorite show, and your body would still be melting fat like you're in the gym. And it gets even better. Studies from the University of North Texas showed that 12 short intervals of kettlebell swings skyrocketed both testosterone and growth hormone. These aren't just muscle-building hormones, they're belly fat assassins. Once they're active, your body has no choice but to burn through fat stores for fuel. But none of this happens if your form sucks. This isn't a squat, it's a hip hinge. It's all in the hips. Think of your arms like ropes. The power should come from your glutes snapping forward, not your shoulders pulling up. If you get this wrong, you burn out your back. If you get it right, you melt off your belly. But that's just the beginning, because the next movement builds even more fat-burning mitochondria than this. And you probably haven't touched it since you were 8 years old. 2. The jump rope. Childhood toy, adult weapon. Let's be honest, you probably haven't touched a jump rope in years, maybe even decades. And if you have, you likely picked it up, tripped over it twice, and tossed it aside thinking, yeah, this isn't for me. E.T. But here's what nobody tells you. That rope you gave up on? It burns fat 3 times faster than jogging. No joke. The European Journal of Applied Physiology ran the numbers. 10 minutes of jumping rope torches the same amount of fat as 30 minutes of steady jogging. And the results aren't just short-term. Jumping rope triggers mitochondrial growth in your muscles, which means your body becomes better at burning fat, even when you're doing nothing. That's why fighters and boxers live by it. Not because it's fun, not because it's easy, but because it works. It works better than almost anything else, and it does it without pounding your joints or wasting your time. But just like the kettlebell swing, form is everything here too. If you're jumping like you're trying to touch the ceiling, you'll be gassed in 20 seconds and quit again. You only need to clear the rope by an inch. Small, tight bounces. Think controlled chaos. Keep your elbows tucked in, wrists doing all the work, and stay tall. No hunching, no wild arm swings. You're not a windmill. You're a machine. The moment you find that rhythm, smooth, consistent, no wasted motion, everything changes. Start simple. Both feet together. 30 seconds on, 10 seconds rest. Build the pattern. Feel the timing. Then progress. Once you've got it, try running in place while the rope spins. Left foot, right foot, left foot. Find the bounce. Keep it flowing. Then ramp it up. 45 seconds hard, 15 seconds off. Do that 10 rounds and see what happens. Jumping rope isn't a warm-up. It's not child's play. It's a fat loss weapon disguised as a toy. And it costs $10. But the best part? You can take it anywhere. No gym required, no excuses left. But the next move we're about to hit? That one doesn't just burn calories. It builds the kind of muscle that keeps fat off permanently. 3. The deadlift. Build muscle, burn fat, break limits. This is the exercise most people avoid, and it's costing them big. The deadlift isn't just some gym bro lift. It's a full-body fat-burning machine. The kind that builds real muscle, triggers a massive hormonal response, and melts fat for hours, even days, after you're done. If you've been scared to try it, that hesitation has probably cost you more results than you realize. Let's get one thing straight. Cardio burns calories during the workout. Lifting heavy the right way? That burns calories during and long after. Deadlifts create the highest afterburn effect of any compound movement. Your metabolism doesn't just spike and crash. It stays elevated for 24 to 48 hours. That's 2 full days of fat burning from one lift. And the benefits go deeper. Every pound of muscle you build burns about 6 calories a day at rest. Fat only burns 2. So, if you build just 10 pounds of muscle, your body naturally burns 40 extra calories a day. Just sitting, eating, sleeping, living. Multiply that over weeks and months, and suddenly your body becomes a fat-burning machine without even trying. Deadlifts also unleash testosterone and growth hormone, the same 2 hormones we talked about with kettlebell swings. These are the biological assassins of belly fat. The more muscle you use in a lift, the more these hormones surge. And nothing recruits more muscle at once than the deadlift. But don't just yank the bar off the ground. That's how people get hurt. The setup is everything. Bar over midfoot. Hips go back, not down. Chest up, spine neutral. Lats engaged. Think about crushing oranges in your armpits. Then, as you lift, push the ground away with your feet. The bar stays close to your legs, and your hips and chest rise together. not one before the other. At the top, stand tall. Don't lean back. Control every inch. Start with just the bar if you're new. Perfect your form before adding weight. This isn't about ego. It's about results. And when you do it right, this movement doesn't just change your body. It rewrites the way your metabolism works. But we're still not done. The next move, it taps into something ancient, something your body was literally built for. And it's about to flip your fat-burning switch in a whole new way. 4. Sprinting. Built by evolution. Perfected by science. Humans aren't the fastest animals on Earth. We're not the strongest either. But there's one thing we do better than any other creature alive. We can run longer, harder, and with more purpose. That's how our ancestors hunted. Not with weapons, but with endurance. They chased prey across the plains until those animals collapsed from exhaustion. Fatigue was the weapon. And that same biological engine still lives inside you. But in modern life, most people never tap into it. We sit, we coast, we jog at a steady pace thinking we're doing something. But the body doesn't change when it's comfortable. It changes when it's challenged, when it's forced to activate systems designed for survival. That's exactly what sprinting does. And before you roll your eyes or tell yourself you can't sprint, let's break it down. We're not talking about a full-speed race down the track from day one. We're talking about intelligent, progressive sprint intervals that activate your fast-twitch muscle fibers, crank your metabolism into high gear, and shred fat faster than anything else on Earth. Backed by real science, not hype. A meta-analysis of 75 studies found that sprint intervals burned nearly 40% more fat than standard HIIT, and over 90% more than moderate cardio. Even crazier? It took 60% less time to get those results, so you're getting more with less. But there's a rule here. You must warm up, no shortcuts. Sprinting cold is a one-way ticket to injury. Start with dynamic leg swings, arm circles, light jogging, even some foam rolling. Get blood into the muscles and heat into the joints. Then, if you're new, begin at about 80 to 85% effort. Sprint 10 to 15 seconds. Then walk for a full minute or more. Do that 4 to 6 rounds. That's it. You're done. As you build, increase the intensity. 20 to 30 seconds hard. 90 seconds of active recovery. 6 to 8 rounds. And when you're really ready, the Windgate Protocol. 30 seconds at absolute maximum effort. The kind that leaves your soul questioning your decisions. Then walk for 4 full minutes. Do that 4 to 6 rounds, and you'll discover just how powerful sprinting really is. Here's the deal. This isn't just another workout. It's a reminder of what your body was built for. Raw output, explosive energy, survival-level performance. Sprinting wakes that up. And when it does, belly fat doesn't stand a chance. But before you think we've peaked, there's one more move, one more final hit. No equipment, no excuses, no mercy. It's the most hated, most avoided, most effective exercise in the world. And it's the finisher that brings all the pieces together. 5. The burpee. Zero equipment, maximum destruction. If there's one exercise people hate the most, it's this one. And that's exactly why it works. Burpees are raw. They're unforgiving. No fancy gear, no machines, no mirrors. Just you, gravity, and pain. And if you can push through it, your body transforms in ways that no treadmill, no bike, no elliptical ever could. Let's get something straight. Burpees aren't popular because they're hard. They're unpopular because they expose weakness. You can't hide behind a screen. You can't coast. Every rep asks one question: are you really about this, or are you just playing around? But here's the truth buried beneath all that hate. Research shows burpees preserve 97% of your muscle mass during fat loss. Compare that to regular cardio, which only preserves about 78%. That gap isn't just science trivia. It's the difference between looking lean and looking weak. Why does this matter? Because muscle is your secret weapon. Every pound of it keeps your metabolism high, your body hard, and your results permanent. Most cardio strips fat, but it strips muscle right along with it. Burpees don't. They demand strength, they build endurance, and they do it fast. You're hitting every key movement your body can perform in seconds. Plank, push-up, explosive jump, repeat, heart rate spikes, muscles stay engaged, fat melts off, and it doesn't take long. Just 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off, repeated 8 times. 4 minutes total, or go longer. 30 to 60 seconds all out, 15 to 30 seconds rest. 10 rounds, 15 minutes of hell. But when it's over, it works. Still, there's a catch. Most people butcher it. They let their hips sag. They half-rep the push-up. They skip the jump entirely. All of that kills the effect. If you're gonna do it right. Full push-up, controlled plank, explosive jump with both feet leaving the ground. Every single time. No space? Doesn't matter. No time? Doesn't matter. No gym? Definitely doesn't matter. Burpees are the ultimate no-excuse tool. And when you combine them with the 4 other movements we've already covered, you've created something dangerous. A fat-burning protocol that hits every system in your body and leaves 0 room for belly fat to survive. But here's the real challenge. Will you actually do it? Because watching this video won't burn a single calorie. You have to move. You have to commit. You have to be the one who breaks the cycle. You've just been handed the blueprint. Not a list of random workouts. Not another clickbait promise. But a complete system. 5 proven movements that attack fat from every angle. And here's the wild part. None of them require hours of training. None of them rely on endless cardio. They rely on how your body actually works. Hormones, muscle activation, metabolic spikes. These aren't trends. They're biology, but information without action means nothing. You can know the science, you can quote the studies, but if you don't move, nothing changes. That belly fat you've been trying to get rid of, it doesn't care how much you know. It only responds to what you do. So now the question isn't whether these exercises work. It's whether you will. You've got the kettlebell swing to flood your system with fat-burning hormones. The jump rope to crank your conditioning and torch calories anywhere. The deadlift to build muscle and boost metabolism for days. Sprinting to awaken your primal engine and blast through plateaus. And the burpee, the ultimate finisher, to tie it all together with 0 excuses left. And all of it leads to one decision. Do you keep following the same routine that hasn't worked? Or do you flip the switch right now and go all in? The version of you that's leaner, stronger, more confident, that version isn't months away. It's days away. Weeks. Just a few focused sessions from today. The results come fast when you do the right things consistently. And now, you know exactly what those things are. So tell me, what's the one thing you're changing in your training after this? If this video gave you at least one aha moment, drop a like, hit subscribe, and let's keep building this together.